laughing, which is already happening. That's good. I want to talk about laughing real quick. Come on in, whoever that is. Come on in. I'm in favor of laughing. I would say I encourage it, but you can't really encourage laughing. It's an involuntary response, and you can't will it to happen or keep it from happening. We've all had embarrassing moments of laughing when we wish we weren't laughing. It's different with clapping. You can clap politely if you think something's not that good. I've certainly clapped thinking, this guy sucks. Hopefully that won't happen tonight. Then there's the people who don't laugh, but they say, oh, that was funny. A lot of comedians do that because they're too cool to laugh. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Or they'll just think it. But if you're one of those guys here tonight and you happen to think something's funny, you can say it out loud. Say, that was funny. That will help overall. I put these Post-its on a lot of my things. It says breathe, and there's a happy face. I forget to breathe, and I forget to be happy. So, hopefully that will help. That's funny. Thank you. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. So I'm going to do a little a warm-up. I'm telling some jokes. Oh my God. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. I'm telling jokes. Here we go. I was at my friend's house the other night, and we were playing Monopoly, and then he got out Scrabble, and that was a game changer. That was a joke. It was pretty good, right?
That was funny.
So there's that was funny. So jokes are short and they were set up in a punchline, as opposed to bits. We'll get to bits in a minute. Okay. I went to this meetup for beginning actors. It was a little awkward. Nobody knew how to act. Okay. Oh, groans already. Tough crowd. I knew this guy who only wore camouflage clothing. That's all he ever wore. Turns out he had chronic fatigue syndrome. Oh, that's a good one. Just say clever. Last time I did stand up, it was 20 years ago. I took a class in San Francisco at a place called Comedy College, and I did not graduate. One of the assignments was to I chose not to graduate. One of the assignments was go to an open mic night. So I did. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. I didn't want anyone to see me that I knew. I intentionally picked a venue where I thought nobody I knew would be there. So I got there, I signed up, and as I'm watching the performance, oh boy, it was, I was getting a sinking feeling. This is just not my crowd, not the material that was going over wasn't at all so much mine. But I thought, I'm here, let's just do it, it's the assignment, get it done. And so when the MC called my name, I ran out the door. Which could happen tonight, actually, so if we keep the aisles open. That would be so a week later, I went to a little cafe, and I got up and I did 10 minutes, and it was okay. And I survived. That was the goal. Because the reason I took the class, I thought, wow, stand-up comedy, that's pretty intimidating. If I can do that, maybe other things will be easier. Not when you wait 20 years to do it again. So we're kind of starting over a little bit. I was talking to my friend about, like, I was doing a show and I was a little nervous, and he said, well, how bad could it be? Like, really bad. I know when people say that, they're trying to be reassuring and supportive, like it's not going to be that bad. But it's not a good thing to say to an anxious person with an active imagination. That's almost a challenge to come up with the most horrible scenario you can possibly imagine. Because that's the question, how bad could it be? Well, geez, the sky's the limit. It's like the easiest writing prompt for an anxious person. How bad could it be? You have 10 minutes. Like, oh, well, don't stop me. And the other one is, what's the worst thing that could happen? That's just as bad or even worse. Because then if you're anxious, you feel like you have to get it right, because it's specifically asking for the worst thing. So you have to come up with all the possible horrible things and then compare them, like A, B them, and then like pick, this is the worst one, I think this is the worst one. And you're like, no, wrong, try again. So life is confusing, am I right? That's my premise for tonight. Life is confusing. I got a lot to say on the subject, because there's so many things to not understand. I keep a list of things I don't understand, which might not be a good idea. It's really long. I thought when here was my idea. You would start the list. You start the list when you're younger, and you add things, gets longer and longer. Then you hit a point where you start to understand things, and it gets shorter. And then you cross things out. You feel a feeling, you get a feeling of accomplishment. It's very satisfying to say, oh, I understand that now. What I didn't factor in was the endless supply of new things to not understand, because it's endless. For example, mom jeans and mullets making a comeback. I don't understand that. It was so clear they were a bad idea the first time. So that's on my list. Something else on my list is paintings of dogs playing poker. Have you seen paintings of dogs playing poker? Probably doesn't really affect many of you, but if one person, okay, there's one guy, let's say he really likes dogs, he likes poker, he paints dogs playing poker. That I can understand, but it's not one guy. There's a lot of them out there. I mean, I don't want to be an alarmist, but it's way more than you'd think. I try to imagine being a painter at how many different things I'd have to paint till I got to the point of dogs playing poker would be the next logical thing. Like, okay, I've done sunsets, I've done oceans, I've done naked people, I've done a bowl of fruit on a table, done a bowl of fruit on a table with a dead rabbit next to it. I guess dogs playing poker. That makes a lot of sense to me. My friend keeps talking about a cleansing fast that she does. She says she feels great whenever she does it. So I decided to try it for 3 days. I washed my hands really fast. I took showers really fast. I didn't feel any different. That was fun. I got one. So I worked for this place that made counters. I was a pretty good worker, I thought. They gave me an award, the most counterproductive employee. So I put that on my resume. And no one will hire me. So people sometimes ask you where you're from, and then sometimes they ask you where you're from originally. And when they ask me where I'm from originally, I'm not sure how far back to go, so I say the ocean. My ancestors are from the ocean. Then they crawled onto land, and then I was born. But when I say that answer, they just look at me weird. Like, that wasn't the answer they wanted. So now if they ask, I just say Ohio, and they seem fine with that, which is weird because I've never been to Ohio. They ask, what city? And I say, I don't know, I was a baby, I couldn't read the signs. And they just look at me weird again. I read a book years ago called Do What You Love and the Money Will Follow. You're laughing. I always wanted to meet the author so I could ask him, where's my money? But the strange thing has been happening recently. People I know, friends, are retiring. They're much older than me, of course. But they get to stop working and still get paid. Getting paid for not working, in case you missed that. Best gig ever. So I looked into it, and apparently you need a career first. There's always a catch, right? So I looked into, okay, what's a career? How do you get one of those? Yeah, you gotta start when you're younger. It's like a job or something, and you, keep doing it. Would have been nice if somebody had mentioned that to me when I was younger. But they probably did. People mentioned a lot of things to me when I was younger. I don't really pay attention, or I didn't pay attention. It's probably right around the time when I graduated with a business degree, and then I joined an indie rock band and spent the next 3.5 years in a van eating at McDonald's every day. It's probably right around then. I do remember a lot of grown-ups giving me advice. Well, apparently I was a grown-up at that time. It didn't stick. So retiring, yeah, not anytime soon, it looks like. I'm gonna take the show on the road. Do you know anyone who books cruise ships? I'll take it out to sea. I'll take it on water, land. I'm ready. Okay, I got some socks for Christmas. I tried to act excited. I think I was pretty convincing. You doubt my acting skills. But then I looked at the socks, and I saw that one had an R on it and one had an L on it. And my first thought was, those aren't my initials. This person doesn't know me at all. Then I figured out one is for your right foot, the sock with the R on it, and the other one with the L on it is for your left foot. But why do you need a right and left sock? That's overcomplicating something that doesn't need to be complicated. Because putting on my socks in the morning, that's one of my favorite things. Because you can't get it wrong. Any sock can go on any foot. And you did it right. So, I mean, in the course of a day, there's plenty of things that go wrong. Why would you want to add socks to it? It just doesn't make sense. So I will be regifting the socks. Never worn, mint condition. Thinking maybe I'd give them to Richard Linklater. Or maybe Rob Lowe. I had a dream recently that I had a good night's sleep. Is that sad? It seemed sad when I wrote it in my dream journal. Dear dream journal, last night I dreamt I had a good night's sleep. The end. Not sure why I wrote the end, but I did. So now, having a good night's sleep has entered the realm of things I dream about. I used to dream about selling out the Greek theater. Now it's having a good night's sleep. And on the night that I dreamt that I had a good night's sleep, I did not have a good night's sleep. I woke up, it was dark, I was like groggy and confused. I'm like, wait, why is it dark? Why am I so tired? I thought I had a good night's sleep. No, it was just a dream. So I called my dentist to see when the last cleaning I had was, and she said, oh, I'd be more than happy to look that up for you. And I thought, wait, there's a more than happy? When did that happen? All this time I've been trying to be happy, and it's not even the top thing anymore? That was a lot to take in. I have to wish people more than happy birthday? Celebrate more than happy New Year? McDonald's is going to have to make a more than happy meal? Then I thought, well, maybe that's my problem. I'm aiming too low. So now I'm going to aim for more than happy. And if I fall short, I'll still be happy. And call me old-fashioned, but good old happy is good enough for me.